Without any BS or long intro, let me just address all your IFVGs don't work questions in one single video. When it comes to trading IFVGs, a lot of you are getting wrecked on the most non-obvious setups in the world, okay? Here was a setup I took today. And if you have been trading IFVGs for a while, you look at this price action and be like, wow, yeah, I would have taken that 100%. And that's not your issue. Your issue is you're going to take other shit that doesn't look like this, okay? And I call this type of price action YouTube price action. And the reason why is because it's the type of price action you go on YouTube and you go to your favorite guru with a video that's 200,000 views and it says how to trade the best entry model. And they show you the most perfect hindsight examples. And obviously this is a perfect hindsight example I'm showing in YouTube, so I'm doing the same thing, except I have executions to prove I'm taking, okay? And, I called this in my stream this morning, and this was an amazing setup, but that's not your issue. Your issue is you're saying IFVGs don't work because you're taking more setups like this, okay? And I want to go over this quick, okay? You're taking setups like this and you're getting discouraged. I get it. You're like, oh, this long worked, but now we're in premium, now we're in a 4-hour gap. Why isn't this working, right? And that's where all your mistakes are coming from, okay? I truly believe in one thing, okay? I tried going through a period where I tried taking more than 1-2 trades a day. Did not work for me, okay? Some days it was great, some days just terrible, okay? Is there statistically a lot of setups throughout the day that are going to play out and, be good and work and, yes. But here's the thing. The most obvious setup for me with IFVGs are always giant swing points. So I'm looking for essentially price action that looks like this, okay? I'm looking for obvious candles, and I don't mean candles that look like this, okay? Look at the difference here. I'm going to draw candles down, okay? Right? Watch. I'm not looking for candles like this. I am looking for, I'm looking for candles like this. Just really obvious like impulses and good volume candles. And I don't use a volume chart, but maybe some of you guys need volume. Maybe you need to see when the volume's increasing or decreasing. I can just tell based off of lifetime momentum, right? I can just tell, when we see a candle like this, it's a strong candle. And I think some of you guys have to go back to the basics of candlesticks, candlesticks anatomy on Google, okay, and just, type in the basics of candlesticks. But I have a lot of background knowledge, and you have to understand, here's a great representation, but look at this, right? Most bullish, candle with no wicks, candle with little wicks, least bullish, candle with a lot of wicks, right? And I'm trading a lot of these setups that have these very high-end momentum candles, almost no wicks. And I think some of you guys forget that a closure over an IFVG or a closer under an IFVG doesn't mean much, okay? There's a lot more that goes into it, okay? For example, right off open here, why did I take this setup? All right, if we go to the 15-minute time frame, we had so much confluence. We had a 15-minute tap right here, okay, tapped in 15-minute. We had a 50% retracement in the higher time frame, okay, so we tapped into the 50%. And even if you drew the 50% from here to here, right, which was the previous impulse, look how perfect this 50% tap was, right? Tapped it to almost the tick and bounce. Okay, we're holding a fair value gap here to the left, right? Wick in, holding this fair value gap. We're holding a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We tapped into a 15-minute. We tapped into an hourly, right? There's already 4 confluences, right? Tapped into an hourly, 15-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, you name it, okay? And this was a bread and butter setup. Now, will we see this setup every day? No, but your issue is you're taking these unorthodox setups at these random times like 941, right? We've already gotten a Judah swing here. This is a Judah swing. This is a false move at open. This is a typical classic move at open. Sometimes the Judah swing occurs at 940. If we just went up here and we didn't get any of this, right? And we just went up here and then we got this, then I'd consider this like my Judah swing. But I don't look for 2 Judah swings. That's not how the market works. We'd usually get one false move. Here it is, right here. And then, I'm not looking for this move to be up a false move, right? That's why I'm not taking the setup, because I already took the long, which is the first false move. There's not 2 false moves, there's 1. Now, maybe if this was 10 a.m., then that would be better, but it's 9:41 after we already got a small false move. It's not a macro time. It's not any other important time that, we're looking at taking a trade, and there's not a lot of confluence other than we're high and we're in a 4-hour fair value gap. Also, drawing liquidity is very important. I want to teach you guys something a little more advanced, but listen, I have a break-even method where I like to go break even at some internal draw. Okay, so break even here, because I know if I'm wrong, we're going to go back down. So the idea behind taking this trade already has internal liquidity, or basically built up engineered liquidity here, where I already know there's a bunch of stop losses here. Even if I'm going for my final buy side target here, okay, even if I'm going for this, I know that it's likely still going to hit this because I have internal, draws. I have a draw on liquidity here. Versus this setup right here, there's no draw on liquidity. There's no engineered lows. There's no equal lows. Right here, we had equal highs, right? You can see we had equal highs. I knew it was at least going to be a break even. Whereas here on the short, this is a freight train. There's no draw on liquidity here. There's literally just a singular low that bounced off a fair rally gap. There's no equal highs. There's no engineered liquidity. There's no stop losses being built up yet, right? The reason why something like this, right, works, this 2 minute works and the first setups don't, is because now when we get this, we have like a built up area of like these internal draws right here, right? We're building up that liquidity, and some of you guys take moves too quickly without that internal liquidity being built up first. And if you took moves like this where we actually had the internal liquidity built up, you'd be getting a much higher probability, at least break even rate, and at least a higher win rate, because you could partial these spots. Okay, so that's like another thing, waiting for that internal draw or waiting for that internal liquidity to be built up and then taking those trades and skipping out on those like just singular trades. Like even this one was kind of mid. Like it would end up being a break even trade, but at least it was better than this one, because at least this one had a good break even low here after this death candle. But you just need to be aligned and look for the internal draw first, right? Is there some sort of engineered stops? The biggest mistake one of my mentorship students has been making lately is they're taking these like plays out the 9:30 open. I think he took one Tuesday, and on Tuesday he took this, and there's just a huge issue with this, guys. There's no internal draw. There's no engineered liquidity. You need to be going for engineered liquidity. You're going for a high here by taking a setup like this. You're going for a high here that, yes, it's a 9:30 high, which is a great target, but it took out another high inside of fair value gap. There's no engineered liquidity. There's no equal highs. There's no guarantee this is at least a break even trade. I like the context. I like how we swept sell side here. I like how we're in discount, and I like the V shape and the order block, but liquidity is the most important thing by far. We need stop losses to be like built up to at least be break even trade, at least target some sort of high. And this is a huge mistake he was making. He just kept trying to target non-engineered liquidity, and I told him, like, listen, wait for internal liquidity. If we get something like this, maybe like this is 10 times better if we had like a build up like this, because I know there's a bunch of stops sitting there. And that's like a lot of you guys have many problems. You're going for these singular points that don't even make sense to hit. Sometimes I do, but it's in very, very strict context, and that's where the most success of my trades come. Okay, even this long is gonna probably play out pretty slow, right? We have a 2 minute long here, and it's a great pattern trade, but the problem is you're running into so many gaps here. There's no liquidity. It's probably at least gonna be break even, but a play like this is just tough because there's no liquidity here, whereas the play before, much easier for price to just rally. Whereas here, this 1 minute long, there's a lot of back and forth, right? So it's more likely gonna be a break even trade because there's no like built up liquidity here on this rundown, if that makes sense. So that is why a lot of your fair value gaps aren't working. All the main reasons listed in the video, and it's very important to check. And with that, that's gonna be the end of the video. Go back test these yourself. Go try to take more trades with more engineered liquidity buildup, more stop losses. I think this can help you guys in the long run. And yeah, with that, don't forget to use code Dodgy every prop firm. You know whose code to use. If you don't want to use my code, that's okay too. I'm not forcing you, but it's pretty much gonna be it. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.